be blessed. Oh, lights flashing bright. Yeah, feeling the groove. Ooh, this is our night, all night. Hands reaching out. You're moving close. Eyes lock in place. Yeah, yeah. We're getting close, so close. Ready to fall, 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 fall on the dance floor, 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 floor. Oh, feel it tonight, night, night, night. Love in the lights, 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 lights. Steps in sync now. Oh, bass pounding strong. Yeah, 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 yeah. Lost in the beat. Ooh, ooh. All night long. So long. Time slipping by. Hold me so tight. Moments won't last. Yeah, 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 yeah. But this feels right. So right. Ready to fall, fall, fall on the dance floor, floor, floor. Feel it tonight, night, night. Love in the lights, 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 lights. Steps in sync now. Oh, bass pounding strong. Yeah, 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 yeah. Lost in the beat. Ooh, ooh. All night long. So long. Time slipping by. Hold me so tight. Moments won't last. Yeah, 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 yeah. But this feels right, so right. Ready to fall, fall, fall on the dance floor, floor, floor. Feel it tonight, night, night. Love in the lights, 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 lights. The nuns. Underneath the lamp he sits and ponders every form and every line. He's here to help you make things fine. Tax time, it ain't so bad with Dana by your side. Don't feel sad, with funds and answers to set you free. Tax time with Dana, it's where you wanna be.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is tax time with Dana. Welcome back to another year of waiting for our refunds. Those of us that are waiting for updates, I'll be here with you tonight, answering questions, going through some information of what we've seen so far. Those of you that have gotten updates, congratulations. You're one of the lucky ones. Let's see what we got here in the chat. Stanley, my favorite tax person, watched it the last 4 years. Thank you very much, Stanley. Annie is here for the party. Paul, someone say party or the government saying sorry? Maybe both. I guess we'll find out. Joseph in the house. Best live stream, hands down. Can't wait for it to start. Well, we're starting. We're here. We are here. Caitlin is somewhere in the house. She says hi, everyone. She is feeling a little under the weather this evening, so she is quarantining from me. As she, it's not that I don't want her to be near me. It's just we don't want her coughing into the microphone the whole night. It's quite comical. Paul says his blazer jacket, no backwards hat. Not tonight. You know, we gotta be serious for the new viewers that might be rolling in. You know, they want to know that we take this business seriously. If you have not already, make sure you give the video a like. If you're not subscribed, you won't be able to enter the chat, so make sure you subscribe so you can throw us a chat, throw us a question. I got my Capri Sun, roaring waters. I'm ready. 1 gram of sugar. Okay, so I figured we could just talk about what we've seen so far. You guys want to let me know in the chat what you've seen on your transcripts. If you've gotten any Where's My Refund updates, feel free to let me know. We can drop that data as well in the video. So I made a couple videos so far this season explaining what I've seen and what I've noticed about the way the tax cycle's gone. So pretty much from the start of the tax season, when it opened up in late January, I have seen that the tax transcripts have been updating the day before Where's My Refund, just like it usually does. But what we've seen is the date for the 846 code, whenever that finally pops on the transcript, is about 2.5 to 3 weeks out, which is later than it's been in any year previous. So IRS changing things up on the transcripts. I have some theories we can talk about why I think that might be. But then, as always, the next morning when Where's My Refund opens, it gives a date that's much closer and an accurate refund date for when they would be doing the direct deposit. So just as an example, this week on Tuesday into Wednesday, a lot of people started seeing the 846 on their transcript, and they were seeing a date of March 9th. And in fact, all this week, the people that do get updates will see March 9th on their transcripts. That is not the actual date of the deposit. What happens is the next morning when the Where's My Refund update occurs, those people have been seeing the actual deposit date. So in the case of Joseph, he got his transcript update the other day. He got the 2/23 Where's My Refund, which is exactly what I was predicting would happen this week at the start. So what I figured we could do is kind of look at some of the transcripts, and maybe it may be good for people to get a little refresher on some of the codes you might see, because I've been getting a lot of questions on some of the videos I've been putting out this year about what some of the stuff on the transcripts mean. I made myself a little cheat sheet here. I am going to put some pictures of transcripts up as well. I figured we could just go top to bottom of the transcript. We can talk about what some of these codes mean. We can talk about what a lot of the information means and what you're going to expect to see on the transcript itself. So why don't I pull up the first one that many people see right off the jump here. Let's see, add to the stage. So hopefully you guys can see this this transcript. Here's a typical transcript that people see within a day or two after they file. They start checking their transcript right away. It's blank. It's got a bunch of zeros, and it says code explanation of transaction on the bottom. It says no tax return filed. Well, what does that mean? Some people have seen this for a couple weeks. So what does that mean? Well, that means that your return itself has not posted to the system, meaning the transcript has no information to show to you because it's not posted to the system yet. So in the final stages of processing, the return will post to the system to show you the information that is available to you. So this is the one that people see a lot at the beginning of the season. This is what people see when their return has been in the IRS system without processing for a while. This is what a transcript could look like, because there is no information to transfer to it yet because it hasn't posted. Once that transcript posted, you would see something like this. This is a posted transcript, but it's not been processed. You can see it has an account balance with a negative number in the left-hand corner. you can see on the bottom, there's a bunch of credits added. There's also on this particular one, there is a hold code action under the 766. So in this case, the 766 would be a child tax credit. The 570 code in this case they might be reviewing the child tax credit that this person has claimed. But this is an incomplete but posted return to the system, meaning there is information that is posted to the system now that can be viewed, but is not completed processing yet. Therefore, there is no refund information on it yet. Now, what will happen is whenever that 570 code is released and this particular transcript, this particular return is processed, the 846 code will appear, and then that negative $5,595 balance there in the top left corner, that will go to zero since the refund has been paid and approved. So that is an incomplete, posted but incomplete. And then finally, there's the completed, refund issued. So underneath all those codes at the bottom, you would finally see the 846 code at the very bottom. That would be the very last line, refund issued, and would have your refund amount below all the other codes. Little refresher. Let me check here, see what we got here on our comments here. I don't have Caitlin here to help me out, so. Paul says, I called an IRS, actual got through to an agent. She told me I have to wait, file the 19th, accept the 21st. I'll tell you, Paul, I would hope, and I'm going to be there with you, hoping for myself, that the system is going to update tonight to the transcripts, and Where's My Refund will update on Saturday. That's what I'm hoping for ourselves. So, because we're still in the weekly cycle, 05s can still see updates tomorrow, which I'm expecting is going to happen on the transcripts. There were a lot of 05s that updated today, and there were a lot of 05s that were panicking today because they saw many 05s updating, but I think those will continue to update through tomorrow. Chucho says, I filed January 30th. Where's My Refund? Tells me there's no records. Other times it tells me I exceeded the time to view. What do you think is going on? So when you check too many times in a day, it gives you that message, and you have to wait 24 hours. But the Where's My Refund will tell you there's no record until it posts to the system, and then the information will be available to you. So basically what that means is your return, because you're not looking at your transcripts, there's no way to know for sure, but your return still has not posted to the system. What I would expect is, in the case that your return actually does post to the system tomorrow, then your Where's My Refund might update to at least show that it's been accepted in that one bar on Saturday. Paul says he has all the codes on the transcript except for the 846. That's good. Those are good. It's well, you don't have the 570, I hope. But as long as you don't have a 570, you're usually in pretty good shape. So my little cheat sheet here. Yeah, I mean, I guess the 570 could mean there could be a delay if anyone has that code. Depending on what it's there for, it could be a week or two for it to clear up. If it's something a little more serious, it could take a lot longer. A lot of times, they're not going to give you any information on it until it's been 3 weeks since path lifted. Like, you may have filed at the middle to end of January, but they're not actually going to even give you any information on it if you were to talk to a person until 3 weeks after path lifted, meaning sometime the first week in March. An agent might be able to give you some information about what a 570 code would be there for. So if you haven't done so, I would recommend heading over to the DS Entertainment YouTube channel. I did just started creating a new web series. They're short little videos. They're a lot of fun. I did put believe it or not, I do make them with AI. I do use AI to generate a lot of the scenes. However, I put a lot of work into these AI videos. Like, I have to write the script. I have to put the script into the AI, and then I have to generate each scene about 5 to 10 times to get it the way I want it, and then I have to edit those after. So I do put, despite the fact that these are like short little AI videos, I do put a lot of effort in. And so on my YouTube channel, you'll see a playlist called The Tax Godfather, and it would be great if people would hop over and check those little videos out. The misadventures of the Tax Godfather, basically. I'm gonna catch up. Oh my god, a lot of chat. I got a lot of chat here to catch up on. So let me see what we got here. Joseph saying it's a great series. I try to make it as comical as I can. It's pretty funny. Maybe I'll pop in an episode here to when I need to take a quick break. I can pop an episode on while I'm taking a break. I hear that there is less IRS workers than ever before. Could it have something to do with the presidential administration?
How dare you?
I don't know. I mean, I think it is true. There is they let go a bunch of people at the middle of last year. They let go of a bunch of agents and stuff to reduce the operating costs, so to speak. And that can mean a couple different things as far as how it affects the people, the taxpayer itself. When there are fewer IRS employees, there are just going to be, not by nature, less audits that occur. So that can be a little bit better in some ways. However, that also means when audits do occur, they can take longer because there's less agents available to work on them. So that can backfire sometimes. So what happened was, like 2 years ago, there was a big hiring influx at the IRS where they hired a bunch of agents. And these were like mainly to do reviews and audits of returns to try to get as much revenue, generate as much revenue for the IRS as possible. The new administration comes in. They're looking to cut costs. We have the Doge cuts. We have all sorts of cuts that happened last year, and they axe a bunch of those previously hired agents, and now you have less people to look at those returns. So, like I said, yes, it could mean less audits, less reviews, but also when they do occur, it can take a lot longer. So, good and bad. Chucho's wondering if it's normal that he doesn't have that information on Where's My Refund yet. So it's, you know, a lot of times when it's been that long, when it does show up, there could be some sort of delay message when it shows up. And that's because if you were to look at your transcript, there may be a hold on the transcript for some reason. So unfortunately, until you get any information on the transcript, there's no way to know for sure. Chucho, were you also the one? Did you tell me that your preparer, you weren't even sure if your preparer filed it on time? I can't remember if you told me that or not. I think you did. And they had like a death in the family or something. So that could also play a part if they didn't actually file it, or they have it in their backlog of things they need to file. That could play a part in it too. Yeah. So that could be an issue too. So you might want to double check with them just to make sure that everything got sent off okay. Hope everyone's doing great. Make sure you throw a like on the video if you haven't already done so. If you're not subscribed, you're not going to be able to enter the chat, get questions answered. So make sure you're subscribed so you can jump in on the chat with us all. Caitlin's downstairs, coughing her lungs up. Tracy Reed, I filed on the 1st, got the 846 code and deposit today. I'm on path 05. That's been the case for many people. So that's happened to a lot of people. And here's what I think is going to happen. I think this has been happening the last 2 to 3 years where the 05s there's been a trickle of 05 updates leading up to that first Friday that path got released. So like last year, the year before, there was O5s that were approved on like a Wednesday and a Monday. A few. This year, it seems like there were a lot more O5s. And I'm hoping that's not the extent of it. I'm hoping that there is a giant tsunami of O5s that update overnight into tomorrow morning. So let's pray that there's going to be transcript updates for the other O5ers like me that has been counting on getting some of that money. We'll update on the transcripts tomorrow, and Where's My Refund will update on Saturday. And a lot of the people that have the no-hold banks have been getting the deposit almost immediately, like that same day when the IRS puts the 846 on the code. What's a no-hold bank? Things like Chime, NetSpend, various banks offer early deposit. TurboTax, if you pay a fee, offers 5-day early deposit. However, if you pay a lot of software, if you pay your fees out of your refund, you might not get the early posting. If you do a refund advance, you won't get the early posting. You'll get it for whatever day that the Where's My Refund says would be the day you would actually usually receive it in those cases. Mia asked, I have all good kids. You think good codes? You think tomorrow I'll get my 846? I'm hoping you do. I'm hoping there is many people that do. Usually, generally speaking, the general rule of thumb is if your transcript has posted the week before with all the good codes and there's no holds, then typically, if you've had to wait the entire week till the next Friday, when it does update, you get the 846 code. Usually, if you were going to get the 570 code, it would have posted by now. So, hopefully, fingers crossed, we're in the cut and we get the 846 code tomorrow. Paul's asking why the codes with a third. Yes, this is the processing date I'm assuming you're talking about. So if we were going to pull up the transcript here and look at the processing dates. Let me make myself smaller. Where's the processing date on this one? Well, this one's a little different. This one says April 22nd, but the processing dates, I've been doing this for, let's see, going on 14 years now. Those processing dates, those are an internal date. They have very little to do and tell you very little about your refund. It's an internal system. It bounces back and forth. Typically, when the system itself does some sort of update to your return, it can change those processing dates. They are like an internal deadline for the system itself to complete its next transaction on your account. So it can bounce back and forth if the system or the AI determines that that's, whatever action it was attempting to complete is going to be completed by that date. It won't change. If the system determines there's more work to be done, it can push it back out. But a lot of times, if your return isn't going to be completed by a certain time, it just pushes the date out another week or so. But does not mean you wouldn't get your refund. And that's just an internal processing date. Anthony asks, I'm an 05 cycle. Could I have gotten an update? Do I need to check transcripts? Yes, the only way to know for sure is to check your transcripts. And if you are unaware or not on the forums and not quite sure what we're talking about when we're talking about Where's My Refund and transcripts, I'm sure everyone knows the Where's My Refund page on the IRS website. So in this case, you would just go down and check your refund, put in your information. You might see a bar, 2 bars, no bars, check your return status later. But when we talk about checking transcripts on the IRS website, you can also go to the check transcript section. And you would click sign in to your online account. And if you do not have a ID.me account, you would create one. And if you already have one, you can sign in with your ID.me account. And that pulls up all of your available transcripts for the last 7 to 8 years, and if your return is posted to the system for 2025, that one would be available as well, and that is where you can look at your codes. Anthony's checking now. I'm sure he's going to get back to us. Chucho, if the tax preparer gave me copies, doesn't that mean my taxes have been filed? Or not necessarily, because I'm thinking maybe he's behind. Yeah, he could have just put the taxes into his software, printed them up for you so you had a hard copy of them, and may not have actually transmitted them to the IRS yet. I'm not saying he didn't. He might have, and that there could actually be an issue with the IRS holding on to your return for some reason. I'm not quite sure the things you claimed or the credits you claimed or if you itemized anything. I don't know your entire tax situation, so there could be numerous reasons why, if he did transmit them, why the IRS would be holding them and they're not available to you yet. But it is a possibility. You know, you did say that he had like a death in the family, that maybe he was just got swamped and he hadn't actually transmitted all his returns yet for his customers and his clients. So just something to keep in mind. I'm going to take a quick break. So I think what I will do is I will air episode 1. Maybe what I'll do is throughout the night, I will air episodes of The Tax Godfather. And I'll share this. Stop this screen. Previously on The Tax God. Oh, that's episode 3. You guys don't want to see episode 3. If you haven't seen the series at all, you wouldn't know.
You've got to help me. My no-good two-timing husband has messed up our taxes and now we're not getting a refund. I'll make it worth your while, if you know what I mean.
Easy there, darling. I'm a happily married man, but I'll see what I can do. Come back in a couple of days after I've had a chance to dig into this.
Of course, Mr. Scott. I'll check in then.
Good. I want you to do some digging into this Australian gal that just visited my office. Her name is Siri, and I think she's married to Bobby the Butcher.
You got it, boss.
Hey, cuz, I just came from Mickey the accountant. He says his tax software license expired and he ain't gonna be doing our numbers no more.
I want you to go get Nikki and Tommy and pay a visit to Mickey the accounts. Send him a message and let him know we're making him an offer he can't refuse.
Got it.
Delivery from Mr. Scott. Signs on the tab. Have a good night.
I knew something wasn't right. She's been going around trying to get herself the best tax refund. Well, I ain't going down for some tax floozy. I don't care how sexy her Australian accent is. I've watched The Tax Godfathers. They are cool. Keep up the good work. All right, Anthony got back to us. He does have his 846 code with a 3926, and as I said, it will not be the March 9th. If you don't have an update on Where's My Refund yet, you should see an update within the next day or two, likely for February 24th or 25th at this point. I'm going to guess is what the 2 bars will say. Thanks for checking your transcript. No, it will not be on the 9th, Anthony. That's so kind of like the processing dates what the IRS has done this year. This is completely different. This is completely new. This is different than any year that we've seen before, where they have now started putting those dates out 2.5 to 3 weeks. So, like I said, I'll give you an example if you missed it earlier. Earlier this month, people, look at my calendar here. Let's just say the first batch of weeklies started seeing updates on February 6th on their transcripts. So on February 6th, they got the transcript update. They got the 846 code, and it said February 27th or 28th or something like that. It was like 3 weeks out, and they were like, why is it so far away? But then on Saturday, the Where's My Refund updated, and they had the 2 bars that said your refund is approved and your deposit will be sent on February 11th. So instead of like 3 weeks out, it was like 5 days away. So really, the true date is going to be on Where's My Refund when that tool updates for you and gives you the 2-bar update. The transcript date is much like the processing date, an internal deadline date that the system generates. Why did they change this? Maybe to conform with what they've said for the past like 20 years, that looking at your transcripts won't help you determine if you're getting a refund, which is what they've said, which we all know is like they're just blowing smoke up our rear ends. But maybe they've tried to conform that more, like you can't get a legitimate read on when the returns come, when the refund is coming. Why they can't just be transparent about it, I don't know. Why they've made the changes, for sure, I can't say. But the date that's on the, all I know is that so far to this point, and that's not to say that with the IRS anything can change, but the way this tax season has gone and how unreliable the IRS has been, those dates that you are seeing on the transcript for the 846 this year, in the case of this year, in 2026, is not an accurate number. Not an accurate date. The number, the dollar amount is accurate, but the date is inaccurate. It's actually going to be much closer than that date when you actually receive it. And in fact, people that have no-hold banks that didn't get funds taken out of their refund for like to pay their tax fees and stuff like that, they're just getting it deposited directly to their cards or to their banks from the IRS with no third party involved. A lot of those people, the same day they get their update on their transcript, are seeing their deposit hit their prepaid card or their bank account within like the same day. For example, people with Chime, NetSpend, within 24 hours are usually seeing their refunds hit. Tucho asked if I remember I was giving away an old CD. What did I do? End up giving it away or donating it? Was I giving away an old CD? What CD was I giving away? This is... I'll have to think about that. Maybe I'll have to research myself. I don't remember doing that. So I can't answer that question. Paul got his refund early last year, not this year. All right, let me go back to the chat here. I have got to get back to some of you guys, I think. Tucho says it was an old disc. Maybe Caitlin can double check me on that. I don't know. Make sure you guys like and subscribe if you haven't already done so. I don't have Caitlin in the room with me to check our like count, so I'm going to have to manually do this myself. Well, I'm getting 10 likes on 13 viewers so far, so there's people that are watching that aren't liking. Okay, let's look at some Facebook posts and see what people are saying on Facebook. Let's present the Facebook screen. So there was a lot of people on this particular post that were seeing an update that were 05s yesterday. That woke up this morning, last night. Starting last night around midnight, we're seeing updates. And the 05s that I'm seeing update had the cycle code where the last four was 0605. A lot of 0605s I saw get approved. As an 0605, I've been weekly 5 straight years. Surprised to get a direct deposit date. 0605 updated with 846. This was the first. So a lot of 06, but a lot of people like me, I'm an 0505. That's what our cycle code is. People with 0505 have been freaking out all day. But I'm suspecting, I'm hoping, I'm praying that overnight tonight, those 0505s, maybe some 0705s are going to see an update. Chucho wants to know what I did with that old album. I don't know. Because I don't know what album we're talking about. Honestly, I would have to really think about this. Anthony's 0605. He got the update, so that tracks. Hopefully there isn't some system problem with the 0505s. That would really not be good. I'm a little if Kate weren't here, she would tell you I've been a little concerned because we didn't get the update this morning when everyone else was. But I also know the logic of me says most 05s are going to update on a Friday, not on a Thursday. So the logical Dana says, relax. Tomorrow there should be a giant tsunami of updates. And the only reason I'm a little concerned is because I have basically spent money we haven't got yet buying stuff. So I want to be able to pay that stuff off. How about you guys? Anyone in the chat getting anything good with their refunds? Any big plans? Vacations? Going through these. So 0505s and 0405s that were on path do not appear to have gotten updates today. All the 05 updates that occurred today appear to be 0605s. So if you've checked the different forums, there are a lot of 0505s that are panicking. Okay, so going through the chat here. Okay, so first, Anthony, still on one bar. Where's my refund? So tomorrow or Saturday, your Where's My Refund will update. If it updates on Saturday, the date will be February 25th. If it updates on tomorrow, then the date will be February 24th. Chucho is doing vacations with his refund. Nice. The Saturday updates are Where's My Refund updates, Paul. The transcripts will not update on a Saturday, but the Where's My Refund will update. All right, Kita says, I've been in 05 for years now. Now I'm in 01. Do you know why? that means you're lucky enough to not be an O5 and have to wait any longer. They do this. They'll have people be O5s for a number of years where they're weekly processors, and then eventually, after so long, they get kicked over to a daily processor, which means you can process any day of the week, which means you don't have to wait as long as the O5s typically do. Why they do this beats me, honestly. Sometimes your tax situation changes and they might decide they don't need to hold that any longer, or sometimes, a lot of times there's no rhyme or reason to the system about who it picks and chooses to kick into each batch. Stanley's been watching for 4 years. Well, thank you, Stanley. I appreciate the viewership. Yeah, I'm an 0605. Checking tomorrow. I have everything but 846. Fingers crossed. We're going to see those updates tomorrow. I really hope. DV3467. I tinted my windows 2 days ago. Blocked them all up. All 5s. Gonna go on a little vacay in March. Last year was Disneyland. Not too bad. Bigger refunds these past years. Thank God. God bless. Sweet. Good plans. Good plans. What time will the update start? They've been updating the last 2 nights. The updates have started around 12:30 to 1 a.m. and continued through the early morning and into the later part of the morning. Although it looks like in tradition, videos past and years past, I've told people the transcripts can update all day throughout the day, and that's used to be the case. So far this year, we're not really seeing the transcripts update past about 10 a.m. Eastern time. Well, excuse me, 10 a.m. Pacific time, so 1 p.m. Eastern time. Usually, it seems like this year, that's when they've been wrapping up the transcript updates. So if you haven't had a transcript update by about 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific, you're probably not going to get one that day. Paul's been watching 3 years. Thank you, DV. Same been 3 years. You're awesome. Thanks for what you do. Oh, no problem. Glad to help. Glad to be here waiting for everybody. Chucho wants to know how's Caitlin and the family. Caitlin is downstairs. I can hear her. Yep. She's down there. She's down there coughing. Couldn't have her in the room today because you'd be hearing so-and-so says she was coughing up a storm today, so she's been kicked out of the room so we can do the live stream without hearing my beautiful wife coughing every 30 seconds. Love you, Caitlin. So if I had my transcript update yesterday, where's my refund update tomorrow or Saturday? DV. You can go back. I want to go back. Did you post your code? Were you an 05? I'm guessing that the 05s, even though they got their transcript updates today, if they haven't gotten the where's my refund yet, it might not update until Saturday. That's gonna be my guess, but it could be tomorrow. If the where's my refund updates tomorrow morning, then the date would be for the 24th. If it updates on Saturday morning, it would be for the 25th. But the key is, did you get the 846? Then you know the refund's been released. So you know you're going to get the update. It's just a matter of trying to work out, is it going to update when it should? In other words, we've always seen the transcripts update on day one, blah, blah, whatever day it is, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And then the very next day, we've seen the where's my refund update. Transcripts are like a cat and mouse game. Yeah, I feel like the IRS is just like playing with us at this point. I don't know. Maybe they got word that the tax godfather was in town and they wanted to... they're all trying to ruin my game. All right, so... back through the chat. See, this is one bad thing about having to kick Caitlin out of the room with me. I don't have her to help me with the chats. So now I'm going to go back in time here, see if there's anybody I missed. Questions we might have missed. Chucho just asked if I think they will give $2,000 the summer of 26, or is that fake news? Fake news. Fake news. Sorry to blow up your... Oh, hold on, let me turn this up. Sorry to blow up your expectation, your excitement and expectations over a possible extra $2,000, Chucho. If you guys want a break from tax content, you can also check out the Sibriv podcast on my channel that I do with my older brother and my younger sister. We'll be coming back starting this week. We've been on about a month-long hiatus. Chucho has been a regular listener of the podcasts. We talk about all sorts of fun things, like family, life, love. Not taxes. Sometimes we read crazy Reddit stories and advise the internet. My older brother's a therapist, so he tends to have a lot of insight. Hey, Dana changed the song after a half hour. Listen, guys, I'm doing this by myself tonight. I don't have my wife here to help me out here. Producing this show on my own tonight. Is the 24th or 25th the direct deposit days on Where's My Refund? Or is the deposit just going to come between now and the date they give me? I'm just curious. So I have to have my wife keep checking the bank. The date that Where's My Refund will give you will be either the 24th or 25th, depending on if it's tomorrow morning or Saturday morning. I promise you that the 2 bars will appear on Where's My Refund. If it's tomorrow, it will say the 24th. It should say the 24th. And if it's on Saturday, it should say the 25th. Regardless, it will be by the 25th. And if it's not, I will never make a tax video again for as long as I live. I can promise you that. That's the date that Where's My Refund will give you. It will not be March 9th. They may say your direct deposit is scheduled to be sent to your bank on February 25th and will post by March 9th. But the actual date that it will be sent will be by the 25th. If not, sooner if your bank posts early. Some banks post early, some don't. So I don't know what bank you bank with. I don't know if they do early posting or not, but... DV said they checked their bank account and it's pending for the 24th. Yeah. You know, this is what you guys count on me to do, is to pay attention to the cycle so I can give you guys accurate information. So that's what I try to do. No problem, Anthony. So what are we talking about if you look at the transaction dates, if you get the 846 code, what we've been seeing is the refund issue code for about 2.5 to 3 weeks from when it appears on the transcript. So what I've been noticing and seeing this season is people will get the refund issue code, but then when their Where's My Refund updates with the 2 bars and the refund approved, it will have the actual refund date. So in the case of people that are expecting a transcript update tomorrow, hopefully we're one of them, it will say refund issued 3/9/26, and then on Saturday morning, Where's My Refund will say the refund is scheduled to be sent to the bank on 2/25/26, which is obviously much sooner than 3/9. He has nothing in the bank yet, and Paul check the bank and nothing. It's not pending. Some banks won't show you if anything's pending. Some do, some don't. Oh, the worst though is like I had a bank one year. We don't bank with this company anymore, but we had a bank one year that showed pending, and our refund was scheduled for whatever that year. It was like February 27th, and on like February 20th it showed pending. So I was like, oh, we're going to get it. And then the bank would not release it until February 27th. So sometimes, even if it's showing pending, it's like, yeah, you know, you're going to get it. But if your bank isn't going to release it, you know, where's the fun in that? We've got that money. We want to spend it. Paul says, next year I'm not filing early at all. I think I say that. I literally say that every year. I read hundreds, if not thousands of comments from people that say that every year, and then we all end up doing it. Chucho wants to know when the next party is. That's a good question. I'm not too sure because the podcast is going to be coming back. I would normally do a party for tomorrow for the Where's My Refund updates, but my brother and sister and I are going to be recording an episode of the podcast, the SibRev podcast. Make sure you check it out on the DSCN YouTube channel. So I'm not quite sure. I'll be posting. I'm obviously going to be watching the texts as updates as they come in and posting text news and stuff on the channel. Doing the community posts, which have been pretty popular, sending the information out to people as well. And if the time allows and requires, we will be doing another tax party. Now might be a good time to tell you guys that Capri Sun Roaring Waters only has 1 gram of sugar and is available at a grocery store near you. Tonight I'm drinking tropical punch, and believe it or not, this is straight juice in my pouch. If you've been watching the Tax Godfather series on YouTube, on the DSCN YouTube channel, you might have the knowledge that I might be a little bit anxious to try to drink alcohol because I might not want to get drugged or poisoned. All those competing tax channels out there trying to take me down. So what we're looking at on the screen is the refund issued code. Maybe you've seen a transcript like this. We went over this earlier too. This is a return that has not yet posted to the system. So if you pull up your transcript and this is what you see, it just means that your return has not yet posted to the system. However, it is in the system, if that makes sense. In other words, sometimes you'll submit your return and your transcript isn't even available to you till you get this far. If you go into the IRS tax site, if you can get this far, at least you know that your return is actually in the system and is being processed. It's actively being processed. Because if it's not, you can't even pull this up. And then the next stage would be an unprocessed return, which might look something like this. In this case, this person would have, if you look at their transactions, there's a 570 code, so they had some sort of hold on here for some reason. But this is a case where the person's has posted to the system, nearing the end of processing. Who knows what their 570 code was for? Where it's right after the child tax credit, I'm assuming it has something to do with that. Maybe they were verifying that this person had the right to claim the child tax credit. But then hopefully when everything processes and everything looks good, that's when we see that 846 refund issue code on the transactions. And then where's my refund should update the next day. And once again, I'm going to repeat this and beat everyone over the head with this on for the tax year 2026, at least for this year, because this is what we've seen. The refund issue date on the transcript is going to be different than the actual date you get your refund. It's going to be different than the actual date that is on the Where's My Refund website. And once again, if you don't know how to check your transcripts, you can go to the IRS Get My Transcript page, access tax records and transcripts to your individual online account, where you would click sign into your online account and then sign in with the ID.me login. If you do not have one of those, you would need to create one. There is a series of steps you have to go through to create one to verify your identity. You can't just willy-nilly create one. So it might ask for a credit card for verification. That's asked different people for different things over the years. So that's how you check your transcript if you don't already know. And then, of course, there's the Where's My Refund page, which I'm sure everybody is familiar with. I'm sure everyone checks 5 to 10 times a day, and after about 3 or 4 times they get that message that says you can't check anymore and you have to, check again in 24 hours or whatever. Paul is going to keep us updated on the posts. Yeah, that's a good idea. If you guys want to check out the posts I've been posting, when posting any of your updates, the last one I posted was about the path updates. If you guys want to send information on there to let our other watchers and listeners know. All data points that can help us determine what to look for going ahead. But as I said, everyone, I'm quite confident. If you have that 846 refund issued of 39, I'm going to retire from doing taxes if you have to wait that long. I will not be doing tax videos anymore if that's the case. I promise you. That's the one thing I can almost guarantee you. Well, I'm going to guarantee it. I'm not even going to almost guarantee it. I'm going to guarantee that your Where's My Refund date will be different. Maybe there's someone from the IRS watching this stream right now and clicking a little button that's going to change how it operates and then make a liar out of me. Oh, we got a comment from A New Perspective. I watched your last tax video. You were completely correct. I checked this morning, saw the 2 bars on Where's My Refund. I get mine on Monday, not 3/9, just like my transcript said. Anthony says, a guarantee from the Godfather. Yeah, when I make a promise, you know you can count on it. My word is my bond. Speaking of the tax Godfather, If you guys haven't already done so, you can head over to the TSUNAMI YouTube channel, and you'll see a little playlist there. It's got 3 videos so far. Actually, I'm in the process of editing episode 4. It's a little mini-series. Season 1 of The Tax Godfather is on there as a playlist. It's, yes. It's not, I promise you, it's not 100% AI slop. Yes, I use AI to make it, but I do a lot of work into it. I write the scripts, tell the AI what the script is. I have to make like each scene, if each episode has like 8 scenes, I have to generate 5 to 10 versions of each scene, pick out the best ones, and then edit them and redo the audio myself. And I put a lot of work into these, actually. And they're stupid, silly little things, and it's kind of a vanity project, I guess. But I do have fun doing it, and it's kind of like the best of what I like to do when it comes to media content is making stuff like this. So if you'd like to show your appreciation, you can check those out. Make sure you give them a like. Chucho wants to know about the album. Caitlin, if you're still watching, maybe you can do a little research and see if there's any of my live streams where I was giving away an album. I'm trying to think if there was something I had found that maybe I was trying to give away. I honestly, to this point, I don't remember. Especially if it was 2 years ago, I probably don't remember it. Anthony is getting TurboTax constantly. You know, I could have sworn I told them when I set up the live stream today not to put ads during the stream. So you shouldn't be getting ads at all. That's weird. I'll have to check my settings on that. I don't like to break the consistency of the video. It's one thing if I do it on videos I pre-record, but I don't like it during live streams. Do I have any other people out there besides Chucho that remember me trying to give away an album? That's going to drive me crazy. Let's see. I'm going to take a quick pause while I go back and go through some of the chat.
Mama's got a phone with Trump's face on the screen. Every time she sees him, she kisses him so keen. Got him MAGA cap and a flag by the door. You think she's running for the White House tour. Haley rolls her eyes every time Mom grins, says there she goes again, thinking they're best friends. But Mama don't care, she's in her own world, dreaming of Trump's charm with each little twirl. Mama loves Trump, yeah, she's head over heels, hugs her phone tight with all those feels. And just when you think you've seen it all, the cat's in heat, yowling through the hall. That old ginger tabby's been driving us mad. Caitlin says, Mama, can we do something about this cat? But Mama's too busy with the Trump updates, checking speeches, rallies, and important dates. Saturday night, Mama's got the TV on. Trump's at a rally, she's glued till dawn. Meanwhile, the cat's stirring up street fights. Here in this small town, it's some wild nights. Mama loves Trump, yeah, she's head over heels, hugs her phone tight with all those feels. And just when you think you've seen it all, the cat's in heat, yowling through the hall. Mama loves Trump, yeah, she's head over heels, hugs her phone tight with all those feels. And just when you think you've seen it all, the cat's in heat, yowling through the hall. Mama loves Trump, yeah, she's head over heels, hugs her phone tight with all those feels. And just when you think you've seen it.
Okay, so Chucho says, it was an old big disc and I was just giving it away. You know, Chucho, I'm starting to think maybe you were watching a different YouTube tax streamer and you were not being faithful to the DSEN Tax Time with Dana stream. And maybe you were thinking about somebody else, because I don't remember this. Paul, have a good night. Keep us updated. Let us know if you get the update. Where's my refund and stuff, too. No. I'm going to find it. All right, Chucho, you let me know. Maybe we can solve this mystery and we can resolve it for the next live stream. I'm going to find a way to incorporate that into the next episode of the Tax Godfather. If you can solve it, Chucho, I'm going to incorporate it. But I think Paul has the right idea. I think we've answered the questions. I've gone through the transcripts a couple different times. I think I've given the information I can give. I'm sure there's going to be people that come to this stream later on and wonder what the heck we would do with some of this stuff. But so everyone look out for those transcript updates. If you haven't got one yet, let's pray we're going to see them tomorrow for those of us that haven't got one so far this week. Let's hope the traditional cycle as far as the Friday updates continues. And we can celebrate. Thank you, Anthony. I hope to see you all again next time. Once again, make sure you like, subscribe, check out the Tax Godfather on YouTube. I'll be uploading episode 4 tomorrow. That's going to be it for me. Have a great night, everybody. Take care. And drink your Capri Sun.